Recently, Tesla earned the distinction of being the most valuable United States automaker in history, reaching a record-high market value of $86.5 billion. A company that started in 2003, beating out long-term companies like Ford and GM by a good 10 to 20 billion is quite a surprise, and people are certainly reacting. When I saw the news, while riding in my Tesla on autopilot no less, I was astounded. Chances are, unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard of Elon Musk. When it comes to billionaires who have been in the spotlight, he's one of the most eclectic billionaires around, and with a net worth of around 29 billion, he's one of the wealthiest people out there. But could he be wealthier? Could he dethrone Jeff Bezos to become the richest man on the planet? Could he even go as far as to become the world's first trillionaire? Today, we're going to take a look at how wealthy Elon could become. But first, we have to take a look at where he came from. Journey back with me to South Africa, then Canada, then Pennsylvania, then, well, this guy's been all over the place. Born in South Africa, Elon was pretty much set to be a tech nerd from the get-go. He taught himself to code and sold his first bit of video game code at the age of 12. In middle school and high school, he was frequently bullied by people who probably feel pretty stupid about that now. As a fellow nerd who got a few shoves back in the heyday, I've got to say, success is the sweetest revenge. He went on to go to college in Canada, then in the United States, where he paid for his rent by turning his college apartment into a speakeasy and charging $5 a head. Entrepreneurs come in all forms, don't they? After earning his bachelor's degree in physics and economics, he went on to form a startup with his brother called Zip2, which was basically an internet yellow pages with a map included. Are the businesses that were around before smartphones. 4 years later, in 1999, he sold Zip2 for $307 million, earning Elon $22 million all on his own. For a 28-year-old, $22 million isn't too shabby. While a lot of people that age would take the money and spend it on a yacht and a house in the Hollywood Hills, Elon had quite a bit more business in mind. He invested the money in X.com, an online banking service that was eventually bought out by PayPal. Elon's earnings from that little journey, $180 million. So, now we know how Elon racked up all that money to form the companies he owns today. But how much are those companies earning him, and how much will they go on to earn? We know Tesla. We've seen those cars clogging up the freeway. We've seen Elon's wacky antics at the helm of the company, like busting some pretty memeable moves on stage in Shanghai. With that market value of $86.5 billion, it's clear that Tesla is doing A-OK. Since Elon owns approximately 38.6 million shares in Tesla, it's safe to say he's doing a little more than A-OK. But in an announcement in 2018, Tesla announced it won't be paying Elon a dime for the next 10 years under a 12-step performance plan unless Tesla nearly doubles its value. If Tesla manages to hit all 12 performance milestones, reaching a market value of $650 billion, Elon would own $184 billion worth of Tesla stock alone, making him more wealthy than Jeff Bezos with just his Tesla stock. But $650 billion is a lot of money. Enough money to give every single person in the United States $1,000 with a couple of billion left to spare. Is it feasible that Tesla could make that much? Considering the fact that in 2018, Tesla's sales increased by 280% and their services and other revenue increased by 68% in Q3 of 2019, it looks like their consistently increasing sales are leaning in that direction. But $184 billion in Tesla stock doesn't exactly make a trillionaire. Lucky for Elon, he's got a few other companies dabbling their little robot fingers in some other ventures. SpaceX is one of Elon's well-known business ventures. They do a lot of work, building insane rocket engines, developing private spaceflight vehicles, scaring the entire city of Los Angeles with their launches. You know, usual business stuff. As you'd imagine, aerospace companies rack up some out-of-this-world money. With an estimated value of $33.3 billion, SpaceX is no different. However, it's their plan for the future that really manages to set them apart. With the intention to colonize Mars, create private, affordable space flights, and resume American astronaut spaceflight. They have a lot on their plate. But it's their Starlink program that's expected to really reel in the dough. Starlink is a satellite initiative intending to provide high-speed and low-cost internet across the globe. Really, the only two things you could want from the internet. But how much is it gonna be worth? A recent analysis by Morgan Stanley expects Starlink to blast SpaceX's value to $120 billion within the next couple of years, earning an additional $30 to $50 billion annually. Once all 12,000 satellites are up and providing internet to countries, companies, and the United States government, it's hard to say how high this company's market value will skyrocket. And that's just from the Starlink program alone. Since Elon owns 54% of SpaceX's stock, he's looking at a pretty hefty amount of money going into his net worth. That all being said, as of now, SpaceX is private. If they ever switch to public, as Elon has stated they're planning to, their market value could drastically increase. So, as of now, we have a rough estimate of $184 billion and $120 billion, with an additional $30 to $50 billion a year. But if you're Elon, you can't just have an aerospace company and a car company, can you? I mean, that'd just be boring. See where I'm going with this? Yes, the Boring Company. The company that digs tunnels and sells flamethrowers labeled as not a flamethrower for profit. 90% of the equity is owned by Elon, with another 6% held by SpaceX. The Boring Company plans on creating an underground high-speed transportation tunnel that runs from Los Angeles to Seattle along freeways and is accessible only by Teslas and other electronic vehicles. While that may not sound profitable, the entire system is estimated to earn $5 for every $1 spent, and with Elon owning 90% equity, that's a lot of profit once the system is approved and in use. As if tunnel transportation, aerospace, car, and solar isn't enough, Elon is also the majority owner of Neuralink, a brain-computer interface program. No word has really come out about the company's profit, and they've remained relatively hush-hush about what they're working on, but it seems like some sci-fi movie material will be coming from that business soon. Neuralink shares its building with OpenAI, another company founded by Elon. The company is aimed at creating friendly, helpful AI. In other words, creating AI that won't cause a robot uprising. Microsoft invested $1 billion in OpenAI in 2019, so it's safe to say someone else thinks OpenAI is going to profit. Well, there you have it. The business is owned and operated by Elon. Can you imagine what this poor guy's email inbox looks like every day? Though it's tough to say how much these companies are going to earn Elon. It seems like that $1 trillion mark isn't too far off. Who knows what the research companies will develop, or how much that underground tunnel will really earn him? Time will tell, but things certainly are looking good for his bank account. What do you think? Will Elon become the world's first trillionaire, or will that title remain unclaimed? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you'd like to check out his competition, Jeff Bezos, feel free to check out my video on his money here. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip, de doodly doo.